Hey, what's up, guys? This is Vishu from Geekstarts. So, our database server is ready, and we also tried running it, and it ran without any errors. So, let us configure it as from a security point of view. So, what I'm going to do is log in into my machine, load. So, the first thing you do while accessing your database is go to root and then you change your user to Postgres. So you are in the bash. Now, the security thing that I was talking about is whenever an application tries to connect to your database, it can either connect as an administrator or it can connect as a local database user. If it connects as an administrator, it can add, create, or drop databases, and we don't want that because as good as it sounds, if your application gets compromised, the attacker can get access to your whole database and he can do anything with other databases that are going to be in our database. So it's a good method to keep the application as a local user. So if the application gets compromised, only the local database would get compromised and not the whole database and the other database that belongs in the same one. So what we are going to do first is let us see what is in cd slash data. Oh, I'm already, if I do cd slash data and I do an ls, so it gives me all the configuration files and the other files in the data folder. So conf is the configuration file. So postgres.configuration conf is the postgres configuration file, and pg underscore hba is like the client configuration file, client and user, I guess. We'll look into that. But so these are like the default settings, and the default settings allows any local user to connect to the database no matter who the user is. But we don't want that because like if some user gets access to the database, he can change others databases and he can drop other tables and other stuff that we don't want. So what we are going to do is change the postgres.conf file and pg underscore hbf conf file. So I already have a sample over here, which is on my Geekstarts website. It's geekstarts.info slash scripts slash postgres sql.conf. So I'm going to copy this link, and we are going to use a Linux command called wget, which should, so when you put any website on the browser, it opens it like this. But if you want something on the console, you need to use wget. So I'll do wget minus capital O, which is like override, and I'm going to name this as postgresql.conf.bak, which stands for backup, and I'm going to paste the link. So this says that go to this link, download this file, and save it as postgresql.conf.backup. So once I do this, you will see that it has been saved. And I have to do the same thing for the other file, which would be pg underscore hba. It's not hba, it should be, yeah. So this is the client authentication file. So we are also going to need this. So let's go to same site. Let me type it again. So wget minus o pg underscore hbf dot conf dot bak, and then I'm going to copy paste this link. So both these files are saved. If I do an ls, I will see the conf.back file and pg. Oh, yeah, pg underscore hba dot conf.back file. So what I'm going to do is now overwrite. I'm going to overwrite postgres pg underscore. So we have moved all the contents of .conf.back into .conf for both Postgres and PG underscore HBA. So let's go and check the PG underscore HBF.conf file. So these are all commented lines. These don't matter because if you see a pound before the line, it's commented out. So if I go down, so it says local is for Unix domain socket connections only, which means that if you are in the machine, you are a local user. and the local user has access to all database, but the local user is Postgres, not all the users. It's only Postgres. So Postgres is the only one who can do everything and have two connections for remote access, which is John, and the second one is Do. So John would be like the master or the administrator who can create, add, like delete or modify tables, and Do would be a normal user who would like work on his table itself. And these are the four lines. If you want to read through this, it's good. You'll get a lot of information. We have configured the database, and we have allowed local access, and we have remote access for two users called John and Doe, and they can connect from anywhere. And also they have a MD5 hash method. So this hashing method like kind of keeps the integrity, and it helps us verify if the users are actually like the correct ones. So that's it for this video. In the next video we'll like try to remote in. So let me start the database before, and what I'm going to do is first check all the files, and the file that we need to start the database is called pg underscore ctl. So I'm going to do user ben pg and the directory slash data. So you can see the server is running. So we have configured our PostgreSQL database to connect, to allow user Postgres to connect locally, and to allow users John and Doe to connect remotely. So that is all that we did in this video. In the next video, we'll work a little more on this database itself.